goodness.
This is art, I'm going to say it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, you know what? I was giving this game some shit. This song fucking pulled it all. No, Jesus Christ!
There is a form of multimedia entertainment beyond that which is good. These games are as vast in number as they are terrible. They dwell in the dark recesses of history, unearthed from the pits of the bargain bin. These are the games of horror. This is Garbage Game Night.
Welcome to Garbage Game Night, the podcast about the poorly received, the misunderstood, the sometimes obscure games that didn't come home with the awards, but it's time they're dug up at the dump and given a second chance. Tonight we have just two of our finest co-hosts or guests. Frank, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
Excellent. And Bob, how about yourself?
I'm fine.
Okay, great. We took a little break since the last podcast. Doing one of these every other week can be a little overwhelming on top of, normal life. It's not a full-time job by any means. Oh, also I was accepted as a partner in a game called The Cycle Frontier, so that was fun. Got to stream that a bit and got in their Twitch Drops program. Had a few hundred people in the channel, which is a few hundred more than usual, and it was fun. But the last game that we did was Battlefield 2042. Since then, the news for Battlefield 2042 has not gotten any better. They launched their first season 1, and the article I saw about that when it was launching was that players were unable to join games or play it at all. Some other stories were about how everyone in the studio was disappointed by its launch, how EA would not be working on a Mirror's Edge game and instead dedicating all its resources to the next Battlefield, and apparently they are working on a single-player campaign for the next Battlefield entry as well. There was a very slight bump in there. They're averaging about 3,500 players at a time right now, which is very low. They bumped up to 15,000 during their season launch, but it's settling back down to like 5,000 right now. So, poor EA. I really hope EA pulls through this one. We're all rooting for you, EA.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
Maybe. We don't know. All right.
I have a quick question, Chris. So, so you say you got this partnership thing. So does that mean you got to amend the end of the podcast?
Ooh,
so
good
Garbage
point.
Game Night is an affiliation thing with gaming studio? Sounds like we have a mild affiliation. I know it's not really monetary. I don't know. It's just
I technically did sign a contract. Yeah.
Seems like you kind of sold out.
Wow,
so
GGN has gone corporate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a good one actually. Speaking of which, I was going to do suggest another installment of our Rant Rave review where we have a moment to talk about anything some media we've consumed recently. You know what? I'll kick it off with maybe a little bit of a rave about a little game you may have heard of called The Cycle Frontier. Maybe you're not familiar with it. It's a little bit like Escape from Tarkov light, but in space. That's really the best explanation for it. They're doing their best to forge ahead and create their own thing, not just be a more accessible Tarkov, but that gameplay of high risk of bringing your own gear into a game and then dying and losing it all. And I did a 24-hour stream of it while playing some videos, so I could actually sleep and take a break, but had a lot of fun and had some clips that did really well that we made out of the game too. And it was a lot of fun to play that with the community. And so I have to re-record the end of this podcast now because I am a contract holding partner of that game. But
that'd be right of you.
Yeah. But about you guys?
There's so much. So much good stuff going out right now. The Boys just wrapped up. That was great. Stranger Things wrapped up. That was also great.
The new Thor movie, man. Stranger Things. I know I saw some headlines about how much money they spent, and everyone's like, "That's ridiculous." And then I watched the season, and I'm like, "No, give them more money. Just keep giving them money."
It's like, all right, we're gonna give them more money though.
Yeah, it's so good. Did I end up canceling my Netflix and binging that show because it was my subscription was ending? Yeah, sure. But as I finished it, I thought, maybe I keep it going for another month just to support these Duffer Brothers. They seem to know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know. Netflix. They're just cranking out show after show. They have a new show, Snowflake Mountain, which is the most boomer show you could ever think of.
Yeah, that title is.
Yeah, it's about. I'll give you a quick rundown. 10 parentheses snowflakes.
Oh, really?
Who all live with their parents, and their parents are sick of their shit, and they want them to grow up.
Okay.
And so they get sent to they think they're going to be on a fun Netflix reality show.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's the same thing they do with the Too Hot to Handle people. They're like, oh, this will be a fun thing. And then psych, we got you. And so this one is they're up in the mountains and they're with these two survivalists guys,
Okay.
who have a really, like a military background thing.
Okay, so it's like a scared straight kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like teaching them how to, and they're pretty soft on the kids, to be fair.
They have the heart to hearts, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like, I don't know. It's a generation thing, I guess. Like I feel like they could have been harder on them, but it's like also I don't think they should have been. I don't know. It's a whole whatever. Regardless,
I like how you're like, they shouldn't have been that way, but also if they're already there, be hard with them. What are you doing?
But also fuck them. You know what I mean? But
Get to it. Yeah.
but the new Thor movie, Thor: Love and Thunder, great. It's getting very mixed reviews.
I've seen that,
which I was surprised
confused.
by because a lot of people, I get why some people maybe wouldn't like it, because they're bigots. But but also like people who, if they didn't like the last movie, they didn't like Thor Ragnarok. It's like, well, you're obviously not gonna like this because it's just more of the same.
Gotcha.
If not, even more indulgent because Taika Waititi proved to them that he's like, my movie's gonna fucking slap. So he was given probably even more control.
Gotcha.
So, but I still think it was great, and I thought it was a lot of fun and I enjoyed myself. But some people are like, I really like Ragnarok, but I didn't like this. I'm like, I don't understand how.
What's
like,
the crossover
that's the thing
there?
I don't get. People who liked Ragnarok but didn't like this, and by like a lot. And I'm like, what? We're not watching the same movies. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I enjoyed it, and I think it's it's worth a watch. It's fun.
I will say, to piggyback off Thor, the one thing after like thinking about it, and I saw a couple reviews where it kind of seemed slightly rushed. Don't get me wrong, I still loved it. It was great. Had a lot of good humor. I love everything Taika Waititi does. I'm a fan of. Back from What to Do in the Shadows, Jojo Rabbit. Everything he does is fantastic. Which I didn't realize until like after it. It's on the shorter side. I think we're just spoiled from
for a
3 hour
Marvel
movies.
movie. Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah,
just under 2.
We're spoiled. That was the go-to hour and a half, 2 hours before.
Ragnarok was 130 minutes, and
Really?
Love and Thunder is 119 minutes, so it is 11 minutes shorter.
Spider-Man, the
Where
last
it used to be in
Spider-Man
those
was
long,
2.5. Doctor
I feel like that
Strange was
was
2 hours and 6 minutes.
longer.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we're used to being like 2 hours is short these days.
Again, The Boys. I will say The Boys season finale. I like it. Again, more I think about it,
I gotta
really
catch
happened.
up. I only ever watched season 1, but I've heard really great things.
Oh, dude, you should watch it.
Well, you know what?
It's
Now
worth
you
the ride.
have a lot of fun ahead of you.
Now that I
You have to wait week to week.
I can't watch Netflix anymore. I'm cycling through my streaming services. So, if you want to support a poor streamer, watch more stuff, make sure you subscribe. But and the
What
only
was the
thing I was
reason
going to
canceling your
mention,
Netflix? Just to get rid of it and are you using enough? Or what's going on?
just to cycle through stuff a little bit differently. It's like what, $17 a month now for like 1080p, and it's like I'm not. There's so many other things I haven't watched. There's like 4 Marvel or Disney shows I haven't watched still, or Star Wars shows. So
If you don't watch Kenobi yet, you
I
gotta watch
haven't. Yeah, there's not enough time in the day. So yeah, I got to cycle through. That's all the new. Oh, the only other like piece of news that I was going to toss in there. There's stuff going on in the gaming world, but a favorite of mine, Heroes of the Storm, is officially on life support. Blizzard announced that they are no longer rolling out any updates for it. And to be fair, it has been basically 2 years since they've done an actual like update for that game. They've done little patches here and there for bugs, but yeah, Blizzard's MOBA, that's the term I was looking for. Blizzard's MOBA is it's not going to get any more updates. Apparently, there was a bunch of rumors like, oh, Microsoft buying it. They're going to revitalize this game, and that's never going to happen. And it's a shame because I think it was one of the more interesting MOBAs out there. And
I liked having
most accessible
I liked
ones
playing
too.
it.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot more than Dota 2. And it was. I mean, to me, it's more fun than League because I actually know the characters. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, the League of Legends, like they're just. I mean, like I know if you play it, but it's like I know connection to those characters, but with the Heroes
with
of
the
the Storm, you're
Blizzard
like, well, I know
universe,
like
it's
half
like,
these
yeah, I know
guys.
some of these guys. I think it was more accessible in that, like, you didn't feel like you had to learn 80 characters to be able to be okay at it. It was a little bit more forgiving in learning your own character and being okay with it rather than having to learn everyone else's. Anyway, RIP HOTS. So, all right, let's jump into this game that we're doing this evening. The year is 2016. In the theaters, you've got Zootopia, Deadpool, The Revenant, Star Wars, The Force Awakens. And on the consoles, Dark Souls 3 had just come out. Overwatch, The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine, and Persona 5 were all coming out soon. So these are some like titans of storytelling, right? So games with the narrative to tell. And we're going to look at another narrative giant this morning. Did I say morning? narrative giant this evening.
This could be
it's been a while since we've done a podcast, all right?
It could be any time of the day when someone's listening to this.
Is it a story as strong as Geralt of Rivia exploring the northern kingdoms and Redania? I think it's very, very possible it's in contention. But instead of Geralt, you've got a character named Candice. And instead of a Witcher, you've got a rapping British lady. So tonight, we are diving headlong and hopefully breaking our spine as we dive in. We're diving into the 2016 release, Candice Debebe's incredibly trick lifestyle. You may be thinking, huh? And what? Because trick isn't an adjective. It's supposed to be tricky. But no, it is Candice Debebe's incredibly trick lifestyle. I'm going to read Steam's About This Game section, which it is in character for Candice Debebe.
Now, Chris, is Candice Debebe a real person?
So that has been brought up by everyone who's looked at this game. That I'm confused. Is this about someone in particular? And no, it is. Candice Debebe is a fictional character made up by this developer, and that is a story about Candice. And it's also confusing. Is it Candice? So about this game. All right, I'm Candice, isn't it? That's me up in the photo, the biggest one, as I'm well important. And this is an action RPG about the incredibly trick lifestyle of me and me mates. At this point, you're probably thinking Chris, that accent's terrible and you're terrible at it. But I assure you, this is extremely similar to Candice's voice, which we'll be experiencing shortly.
This is dead on.
I was going to get myself a new fake tan one day when an evil singing sensation named Crystal turns up and starts causing havoc, isn't it? Naturally, I wasn't having that, and I tried to stop her. Sadly, I failed, and she stole my mate's tanning business. All was lost, but I remembered I have some magical powers. We can shoot out magic bullets in every direction like some sort of twin-stick human spaceship or something. I used this knowledge to go on an adventure around the world and learn new magical powers and ended up saving both the world and the tanning business. I had loads of fun along the way, did a bit of rapping. I am a good rapper, TBH, made new friends and had a few romances as well. Basically, it was a right laugh, and you can experience it in my new action RPG. Love, Candice, XXXXXXX. That is the premise that we get for Candice Debebe's incredibly trick lifestyle. Has anyone heard of this game before?
No, but you said action RPG, and they said twin stick shooter.
Yes.
So now I'm extra confused.
Okay. Yeah. Bob, have you ever heard of Candice Debebe?
You know what? I have not. I feel like I should, though.
Okay. Fair.
Also, I just went to the store myself, and there's 2 games. So.
There are. We will talk about there's a sequel called Candice Debebe's Scandalous Secrets. But we're going to be taking a look at Incredibly Trick Lifestyle. This game was released in Steam's Greenlight period, which was kind of a platform they used for about 5 years until 2017. And the system was you'd apply your game to be on Steam, then it had to get a certain amount of traction to be approved. This game made it through the process, perhaps in no small part because Jim Sterling featured it has a series called Best of Steam Greenlight Trailers. So the game was not out, and watched it live or on his channel, where basically doing a react to the trailer. And because of the attention that it got, it seems like it was greenlit and released. He had a very visceral reaction to it, or was horrified by it. Then received an email I think Jim goes by they. They received an email directly from Candice Debebe in person, in character, saying try out my game from Candice Debebe. Yeah, that's where it's gotten most of the attention. And now we're going to try it. So how's the pitch sound? A rapping British lady, and you can see the graphic style here. Frank, before we
big
started,
Tomato Way vibes.
Yeah, you were saying Tomato Way.
And so on the lineup of horrific characters, the second one in with the large chest and creepy red eyes.
Sure.
It's just very spooky. Also, the guy to the right of, I imagine, Candice Debebe, who's got the tiny eyes, and it looks like his shirt looks like he has some sort of button-up shirt, but then it looks like he has some, really thick sewn-on letters onto it, And then there's a weird bald person to the right of that, which is maybe just
seems to be just
body.
A floating
I can't
head.
tell
if
it's just floating head or if there's a body below it. I don't know. I don't want to know, but I guess I'm gonna know.
We're gonna find out. Yeah. All right, so
I feel like this is the game that the government tries to stop us.
Yeah, this is the. Someone should have intervened.
When you think about
someone's
freedom,
on a list for this, and they didn't get stopped.
Well, we're about to be on a list as well, so let's go ahead and fire this game up.
Oh, they're rapping already.
Let me pull up the stream.
Can you hear this?
Yes.
That is Candice. I think I'm wicked. I'm still in my jeans, but I don't need
Can you hear the audio?
Because of that, I've put it back a little bit. But everybody knows I'm proper well fit. I'm the queen of the streets, and I'm proper fit the beats. Any of my honeys can tell you're also sweet, because I'm gangster.
Oh, this is horrific.
You can see me anytime.
I'm out of that
second.
I'm a disaster.
I'm just gonna click new. Oh, there's a.
Come over here.
Oh, the same.
I'm like one of those bandits that
Still going.
The music just keeps going.
Oh God.
That music from the main menu to starting the game
There's no
never
audio.
changed. Yeah, open up your sound mixer.
Oh fuck. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta. Jesus Christ. I gotta. Let me do the Windows thing.
So while we're listening to that audio, it is it's difficult to describe the style of what we're looking at. It's very colorful. It looks like kind of hand sculpted 3D figures. Like, yeah, they're humanoid. There's arms, there's legs. But it
Yo!
Oh!
Something about getting her some supplies.
Cheers, Marlon.
Oh.
It's always getting me to do fetch.
Oh, she's got 2 different color eyes.
To be honest, you make sure to play with our kid today while I'm sorting out Brandy. Which one is yours again?
What? Candice? None of your kids are mine.
Well, they might be.
No, they definitely aren't, Candice.
Well, they might be.
Whatever, Candice. Just go see Brandy, okay?
Alright. I better turn my camera around using the right mouse button and mouse, or the right analog stick, just so I can't see your face. XX.
What's painted on these trailers?
yeah, it's hard to see. So you're in a trailer park right now, but the trailers are like they have textures on them that are.
Why'd you start running for no reason?
The textures look like they're created manually and a different software and then applied to the trailers incorrectly. It's a unique style.
Real quick. Can you just appreciate how beautiful the soundtrack is?
It is.
It's something, but I just love. It's like just continuously like a rap in the background.
Yeah, and you can't quite make out the words, and there's like a flute, like a jazz flute going. Well, no, it's a MIDI keyboard.
Hey, Candice.
Look at that mullet.
Looking for you all day.
That was Tom. Tom did the voice for this.
This is the third character that we've talked to now, and I think it's become apparent now that it is probably one person doing just different voices for everyone.
Well, everything. This is one guy. The once again, we've stumbled upon another Tomato Way.
I think it might be more appropriate to compare it to the game we did, the Demon Rush Legends Corrupt.
Oh, true. Yep. There was no voices in that, right?
There's no voiceovers in Demon Rush because we offered to do voices for everyone.
But did it have voices? We chose not to use them?
No, it didn't have any.
Okay.
Here it is, Candice. What I want you to do is simple. Kill all of the enemies in the first area.
What?
Forest in one go.
Their horrifying face.
Well, he just body shamed me.
How dare you? I'm not fat, just pregnant. And it could be yours.
Oh!
Well, anyway, come back.
Sean's not even denying it. He's like, look, all right.
He's like, all right, still go kill those batters.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put you in battle as you're pregnant. That's good.
I like she clarified though. She's not fat. She's pregnant. You know?
Not like your skanky one, Candice.
Now, this lady also has 2 color eyes. This is my
same
mom.
color. It looks like it.
Yeah? Well, maybe you should spend some of that time cleaning your caravan, maintaining your fake tan. You skank-ass, pale, skag-rat, yellow-cheeked freak, fat bitch.
Oh. Yeah, you know, I feel like I'm in the UK right now. I'm thinking I'm turning on a rain machine, get that going, put my AC on, get nice and cold, and just, eat some unseasoned food.
I heard someone say the other day that if you put a bouillon cube in a dishwasher and then put like any kind of meats in the dishwasher and just run it, that's basically British cooking.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Head for that forest, Frank. All right, here we go.
Not to keep shit on British, but also saw a meme. It was like, for people that like killed half the world for spices.
Sure.
Don't know how to season their food.
Fair. All right, we got a new soundtrack now. So we are now, Frank traveled to 2 areas. First, we were in a trailer park where, you're kind of exploring around like a town in like Ocarina of Time, something like that. It's exactly what that experience was like, sure. And then there's a world map kind of view where you travel around the world map. You can run into creatures out there, and that'll launch you into the soundtrack.
The
soundtrack.
Okay,
The song is beautiful.
slaps. This song slaps. All right.
This song is so beautiful.
But what the fuck was that Minotaur?
Yeah, and then Frank went into the forest where it is more of a battle area where you're able to shoot out these giant, they say bullets, but it's like you're shooting 3D
I don't
objects.
think you guys ever seen a bullet.
Yeah, you shoot out like these objects that sort of bounce around in a 3D space, and you control Randy. Kind of like a twin stick shooter, I guess, but you're just sort of clicking to
once
shoot.
Again, I don't know. He's never seen a bullet, and he doesn't know what a twin stick shooter is. But
and he's fighting all these different creatures. There's a minotaur, a very shiny beetle. Yeah,
it's like a fucking bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Just enjoy this soundtrack for a second.
Yeah, this song fucking slaps. Oh fuck, the beetle! I mean, it takes half the goddamn screen. Okay.
I want to
Restart.
go to your forest and see your lady garden.
Oh, the bullet slows down. See, yeah, he doesn't know how bullets work. That's
Yeah, they interact with the environment.
They do slow down.
Yeah, but not that. But I guess I don't know how magic bullets work. If you were to,
all those bullets have like their Candice's name on it. I think we might say is
she
bullet.
signed them all.
Yeah.
That takes time. It's commitment.
Secret garden.
A secret garden with the mystical beasties.
I hope that you'll be
I would.
This is art. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know what? I was giving this game some shit. But this song, fucking pulled it all. No, Jesus Christ!
Minotaur. Oh shit.
Minotaur man. I just love how giant they are too. It's like, oh, it's Minotaur. We're also like
3
giant.
times
Minotaurs.
larger than Candice.
Because the first thing you see, like that, the flower thing, you're like, oh, okay. You know, it's like
I know
a
what
little
I'm
bit
up
bigger.
against. Yeah.
Everything else is fucking
Then a
massive.
kaiju.
I feel like he made those for a different game, and he's like, "Well, I already have them made."
So there's
throw 'em in there.
some people have said that like, oh, all these things are assets that are in the Unity engine, because you know there's marketplaces, but I've never seen anything like some of these. I don't think he took any
the
assets.
Minotaur.
Maybe he started with another creature and like stretched it out or something, but man. There are a few things I saw in this game that's like, oh, that's definitely an asset pack or something.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there's a giant beetle now. This is the boss battle.
Oh, he spits out little ones. Fuck, I'm so fucked.
For the sake of the podcast and general explanation, I'll explain how this actually plays. There are sections where you're walking around with Candice a la Ocarina of Time, exploring a town with handmade rudimentary 3D objects, and some people talking to you. The conversations all have voiceovers, with 90% of them coming from the same person, doing British voices for each of them. Then there are sections in the world map which you can run into monsters and it'll launch you in kind of a 3D fight area to fight them with. And then there's other places that are like levels, like Frank's in the forest right now, and some of them more like mazes. Basically, you've got times where you can use your magic Wiatch powers, and times you can't. The powers you get them pretty quickly through the game, and it gives you like alternate fires. Like right now, you've got like a little bullet thing that you fire.
That's the big beetle destroyed, and some calming to get Brandy's town van back up and running. Time to return to the trailer park.
How many songs do they make?
Just equip
there are at least 13 songs.
Oh my god. Hell yeah.
Now, Chris, there's no way you'd be able to, I don't know, go into the game files and extract. What the fuck is that?
That is a sexy ghost that you just walked by. It is a ghost with a bikini top. And
Do I touch him?
You can walk into it and fight it. You know?
Oh!
You don't need to rip the files. You can support the creator by downloading the DLC, in which case you'll get the files, or you can just go to SoundCloud or YouTube on their official SoundCloud or YouTube. Also, they have a Bandcamp page where you can listen to the whole soundtrack.
Your Tanran is mine.
Oh, fuck.
I needed
Oh, now we've met Crystal, the main antagonist of the game.
More famous.
Who, when people talk,
WTF is going
like their
on?
faces
You wanna
move
smash
around
her
a little
face
bit.
in?
Her eyes like
Don't
bulge
worry
as she
about me,
talks,
Candice.
which is
You
concerning.
just make sure.
This Tanran is mine, and I'm warning you, don't try to fight a battle you can't possibly win, my dear Candice.
You ain't no but shiny slag, and your songs are shit compared to my raps. Bring it on, you greasy, talentless, no, skinny, fat, frigid slag. Candice!
Sounds like he was recording the voiceover without trying to wake his parents up.
Candice!
I love this.
Candice! You're finally awake!
So you're awake in your own trailer, which looks like it was drawn in MS Paint. But it's like just the background.
Yeah, what the fuck's going on over here?
3D characters with a 2D background. I love it.
Yeah.
No, but like, is that a guy, just a bald guy looking at this donkey? I don't. What the?
Oh yeah, I guess so. It is a bald guy looking at a donkey.
You've
As
been
if
out
for,
cold
if it's
for a
art,
week, love.
Frank.
He's
You would
checking
know
out that
art
ass.
if
That cow
Like-
did a real number on you in that fight. It seems she's also a magical witch, just like you.
Also,
Now-
every time they say "weotch," it sounds like he re-recorded the line and replaced
Don't
it.
let shine, not the tan van! I'll be ruined! Without my healthy orange glow, I will lose my raw sexual energy.
Facts.
Oh no.
Oh,
I don't want to be the guy that says that I think this guy maybe
that bitch just kidnapped them. I ain't gonna rest.
is either never
Got him forever.
been that close to a woman and or hates women, but I don't, but you know, I don't know.
Don't worry, Candice.
This is a story of
It's
empowerment, Frank.
fine.
I think you just can't handle how
I don't think it is,
how
but,
powerful
yeah.
Candice is.
Anyway,
But the music, once again, the music slaps, so it's one of those things of like,
You're willing
you
to let
know,
it slide.
do I not listen to Michael Jackson?
You need
I
to
mean, I
be able
draw
to
the line to
separate
R.
the
Kelly,
art from the
you
artist.
know?
You don't want
he-
to repeat of last
He was convicted of his crimes.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
he was,
So it's like
yes.
you gotta.
Mother.
But
So let's discuss the visual style of this game.
it's gross.
Yeah.
Gross, yeah, that is a word that kind of jumps to mind. We mentioned Tomato Way, if you know what that looks like. It's someone
We're open for
learning
business,
to apply
so if you want to
textures
catch
to
a boat,
3D
you can
objects is
bug
what
it
it feels
off.
like.
And don't you try anything either, you magic witch.
Watch.
He was like walking away from the mic when he said that.
In the top left corner of the game, there's like your profile picture. It's like it's drawn in paint, and it's good because it's a different style of Candice.
It's
and,
nicer. It's more
nicer
pleasing than this.
than the 3D for sure. Yeah.
hold on a minute. I recognize you. You're Dave. You're the dad of one of my kids.
Jesus Christ.
Oh shit.
No, I'm not. I ain't never heard of you, Candice. Anyway, it's Nichelle that's mine.
You can't fool the mega powerful magic witch, Candice Debebe, Dave.
Anything but child support. Fine. Come
I don't know what's going
I
on.
don't. It's hard to put a pin in this, you know.
Well, he's the father of one of
I
her
mean, I'm
children.
pretty sure he does hate women. The hair looks like shit. It's just like you just put shit in
The
your hair.
textures are
who are you?
inconsistent, like the depths of them. Sometimes like there's a building that it's like this texture that you've imported into this 3D object, it's only like 5% of what it ought to be, and then other times it's like, well, that's way too big. And yeah, the faces, which it takes up the entire screen most of the time, look like they were hand drawn on directly onto a 3D model.
It's horrific.
I am a magical witch, and I know all about the adventure you are about
Again,
to
I'm
take
pretty
on.
sure he re-recorded every time he said "weotch."
Whoa.
Maybe he had it as magic bitch.
Yeah, and then
No,
thought
but
that
they
that's a
said
little too
they
much.
say bitch other
Yeah,
parts.
they
I don't
say
know. So I
bitch
guess,
so many times in this game. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, let's not question art.
Magical witches need to be able to.
He did,
perform
yeah.
That's weird.
Also, only a magical witch would have the power to make
I can't not listen to it now.
enchanted.
So this game was created and published by Havishimon Games. They do have their own website. It's a Google site. So sites.google.com/view/Candice Trick is the official website for this game. All of the copy on the site is written in character. They have a Twitter account as well, which is at Candice is Fit, and the account is entirely in character. They've tweeted nearly 2,500 times, again in character. I have no insight into who this person is who made this game, and I'm not sure you want to know. I think that's a secret that should stay hidden, personally.
Mermaids?
Wait, did
Yeah,
keep saying mermaids
it
over and over
repeats
again?
mermaids every time it says mermaids. It does like an echo.
Candice. Mermaids. You should seek them out and request them.
Mermaids.
Mermaids.
They are
Mermaids.
a feisty bunch. Many sailors have been led astray by them over the years, but give them what they want. and
Dude, these mermaids have big jugs.
like.
Mermaids.
Don't worry,
better.
Natalia. I can be pretty feisty myself. How do you think I end up with so many kids? Anyway, how will I be able to find these lovely mermaids?
They didn't say mermaids twice that time. What the fuck?
fuck? Inconsistent.
Just find yourself a ship.
Now, mermaids known for taking women? I thought they were more for taking men, but, you know.
A pretty girl like me? Natalia, I've known against women are out, but I'm not a fan of them that way, mermaid or no.
Mermaid.
I look forward to it.
I'm mostly speechless about this game. Like, I'm not sure how to react. It's like...
Sorry, love, we aren't running trips to That's okay. I don't want to go to mainland. I just need a boat to sail around in for a bit to catch mermaids.
Was that you, Chris, or was that the
No,
game?
that was the game.
Okay, because it kind of sounds like you.
Yeah,
They're like, is
I
he
think
just
the
doing
way
it?
that you can determine it is our mic quality is a little bit better than what they use to record the voiceovers.
Well, he does the mermaids like he does it low enough where he won't clip. Because every time he
Yeah.
does normal voice, he's clipping. But the
Yeah.
mermaid's the only one where like, I don't know, could be Chris.
Yeah, could be.
Nah, that one looks wrapped. The black sailed one looks nifty. Give me that. The lusty mermaid. But that ship's cursed. The last owner of the ship was never seen again. It's rumored
It gets me. I don't know why.
Female mermaids.
It is beautiful.
Mermaids. Feels like I've been sailing forever.
It looks like
When is
a
anything going to
preschool
happen?
production of a play, but done in 3D. The words
Natalia
"lusty
said the
mermaid"
mermaids
scribbled
would come if I
with
just waited
mouse
out at sea
on the
for
side
long
of the
Maybe she was lying.
side of the boat.
Some kind of busy work?
Busy work.
Do the Beatles voice.
Oh man.
Uh-oh. Here's the
Did I
mermaid
just hear
song.
something? Probably just the wind.
Probably.
Mermaid.
Mermaid.
Yeah, definitely the wind. I hear the sea always sounds like it's saying mermaid out at sea. Typical. You don't get that crap round the trailer park, that's for sure.
Yeah, that voice sounds a little different right now. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
That's the clipping I want to hear. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right, and there's this mermaid thing on our boat now.
Hello. Who are you?
Ugh, it's got like fins for abs. I mean, gills for abs.
Gills for abs? Yeah, maybe. Or maybe that's just the abs that they carved into this character.
I'm Debebe. Match of magic extraordinaire.
It's like the deep.
And you must be one of the mermaids?
Yeah.
But you're a boy.
Yes, fine lady.
I am a male mermaid.
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 Don't you mean merman?
Merman.
Yeah, we're a bit like them, only with shell bras and boob tube skirts.
The reason I'm here out at sea is to look for the mermaids. I hear you've got one.
Dude, it's so inconsistent.
And I need to learn them to smash up a pot react and get a tan van back.
So can I ask the question? Is the person who made this British or not?
I believe so. There are a few times where they seem to be doing a natural voice, and it just has a slightly, British lilt to it. So a new song now, by the way.
Wait. Oh, I gotta kill the female mermaids?
Yes, they're coming for you.
Ow!
That time I had sex with a mermaid.
Yeah, so this song is titled The Time I Had Sex with a Mermaid.
Again, I had sex with a mermaid. It wasn't for free. She charged me, you see.
So I had sex with a female mermaid.
It is confusing. The song seems to be about a time you had sex with a female mermaid, but it seems to be telling a different story than what happens in this game. Perhaps this is a singer-songwriter who used their material in a game that had yet to be developed yet. Much like, what is that? Oh yeah, he
Flight
shoots
of the Conchords.
Flight of the Conchords, thank you. So maybe they had an album of absolute bangers that they created a game around, you know? Is this a popular game? We've covered the kind of the gambit here on GGN from the last game we did, like AAA titles like Battlefield 2042 to No Man's Sky to things you've never heard of like zombie dinos from Planet Zeltoid. Well, this game has an all-time peak of 7 players at once. It is estimated that 5,800 people own it, and it has an average playtime in the last 2 weeks of 0 minutes. But while barely anyone has played it, it does have some views on YouTube. Like I said, Jim Sterling originally watched the trailer, the Greenlight trailer. That video has 100,000 views. His play of the game then got 250,000 views. There's a couple of YouTube channels that have several thousand views as well, from Kelly K-pop and DDR Jake. Ironically, the official YouTube page for Candice Debebe only has 12,000 views for their official trailer. It's a classic case of, you know, the content creators not, or I should say the creators of the product not reaping the rewards, and the content, quote unquote, content creators getting paid. It's a tough industry. Have a Shimon putting all the work out there, and Jim Sterling and others reaping the rewards.
I mean,
you don't sound like you're upset about it.
Well, when you start talking, there was a harmonization going on.
Oh yeah,
that was beautiful.
That song for Sex with a Mermaid, yeah.
So once again, the music slaps. The music, if the music doesn't have a bunch of views on YouTube, it should.
Yeah.
The game itself, I understand why people didn't buy it.
They've got, let's see, the top track on SoundCloud for this game has 8,900 plays, and it's this song, That Time I Had Sex with a Mermaid. Yeah.
We gotta get this up. I mean, can we share this on Twitter?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
I mean, I know we really don't have a big Twitter, but yeah, I mean,
get this
anything
trending.
counts. Yeah, let's get. Hey, I know, gun control, abortion. Yeah. No. Let's get this going, all right?
Yeah, that time I had sex with a mermaid.
Even without the magical powers of magic for magical just magic you're going to teach me.
Jesus.
Gets me every time.
It wasn't quite sex.
Yes, it feels meant to be, doesn't it?
Sex with mermaids isn't a crime.
The lyric there is, I hope that interspecies sex with a mermaid isn't a crime. See, a little background research on this game. It's incredibly difficult to do any research on this game. The trailer just kind of appeared for Steam Greenlight. Like I said, Jim Sterling watched the first trailer and did a react video to it. It got greenlit. There's no info on the developer at all. They do, however, respond to just about every question in the Steam community discussion, though, in character. Like I was saying, someone has a question about finding something in the game, there's Candice responding in character. Any minor technical issue, like someone saying there's a Unity bug constantly activating the turn left action so they can't play, and there's Candice within 12 hours saying, oh no, which operating system, babe? XXXX. Somebody says they can't unlock an achievement, and she responds, oh no, babes, this is an absolute travesty. Your diagnosis is correct. I accidentally removed a few houses in the last update and broke the achievement. I think we should all should know who is to blame. Crystal. I have shipped an update and should be now fixed. Thanks for reporting this, love. Candice, XXX. They don't seem to respond to comments about, like, this game is trash, this game is a joke, something like that. Or I watched Jim Sterling's video on this shit. There was one person who tried to apologize to Havashamon for being rude once they realized that this person was responding to everything, and Havashamon responded, don't worry, I've heard worse. So someone did ask in the community forums how much the series has generated to date, like monetarily, and Candice responded 50 pence and a bus ticket, which, whether that answer at the time was accurate or not, that they've made $60 on the game, I don't know. It typically sells for $5, and is often on sale.
But then also they say that 5,000 people owned it.
Yes, that's the estimate, and that's just off Steam database for like how many people have concurrently been playing it, and whatever metrics they use.
All right, so they make a little bit of money off it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see. If assuming everyone played full price, it'd be 29,000, and then Steam takes 3% or 30%. So yeah, you're looking at about $21,000, supposing everyone paid full price.
Yeah, still that's something.
Isn't a myth. Let's go all perfect. That time I had sex with a mermaid.
It's meant to be mine before you showed up and stole him.
Like how
Apparently
the
the
butt
way-
expands and also the boobs.
Yeah, I was going to say the way that they've mapped the puppeteering for mouth movement, which the mouths don't open or close in this. It's just like the model adjusting a little bit. But yeah, apparently it's mapped to the boob.
And the butt, somehow.
Oh, the butt too?
Wow.
We're still playing the game, but let me talk some follow-up news for this game. According to howlongtobeat.com,
What the fuck?
it will take about... Howlongtobeat.com says about 6 hours, but from a playthrough that I watched, it was about 3 hours, and from my pacing, that looked about the same. So about 3 hours. I put a couple hours into it myself. Anyone who has seen this game and experienced the life of Candice Debebe, it's probably no shock that the illustrious life of Candice Debebe cannot be contained to one game. 2 years later, there was a sequel called Candice Debebe's Scandalous Secrets. The gameplay is a little bit different. There's a little more 2D platforming in some of the sections. Most of the fight sections are that way, but otherwise, it's some more brain-melting kind of substance. Obscure, weird art style. Maybe a little more hand-drawn texture quality than what's in this game. Maybe one day we'll visit it. I thought there was a possibility that we would tackle both games in one episode, but I'll be honest, the human mind can only accept so much. I felt like my brain began rejecting reality, and I just can't process any more of it, so I just couldn't get into the second game. And with each of these titles, Havishimon released the standalone soundtrack on Steam, which you can also find on SoundCloud and Bandcamp and Spotify. That's right, Candice Debebe is on Spotify. There's also on the website, they link to a Christmas album released by Candice Debebe, including some of your favorite classics and some new ones. Like there's a new track called Merry Dismiss and I Hope You Get Got by Krampus, but also some classics like Deck the Halls.
I mean, you gotta have Deck the Halls.
You gotta. I know it's the game, but I still, when they do like the harmonizing thing, I feel like it's one of you guys singing.
I always look at the Chris's cameras. Is Chris singing along?
Is he humming along? Or it does have that, like, someone's singing into a microphone right now and it hasn't been processed kind of feel to it.
Where to?
Mainland. It just runs straight north.
Was that you that said mainland?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. But you can't tell, can you?
You did the mermaid too, and I was like, wait, was that part of it? Or no, that's like on my guy.
Any of my honeys can tell you I'm so sweet 'cause I'm gangster. I'm a prankster.
It's got big that song that's going around TikTok like places, the My Money Don't Jiggle Jiggle. It's got big vibes like that.
This is
Here's the psychedelic mushroom hut.
Medical supplies. What are you looking for today? Wait, you're not a regular. Are you?
Those eyebrows.
I would like to point out. Oh yeah, the eyebrows are moving.
Lady living in
just the one eyebrow looks like.
Yeah.
I am Candice,
I would like to point out this does appear to be a different person providing voices for this game.
Ooh, fair enough then.
That's fair. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, you do know a woman.
Probably insane, we're getting hazy.
All right, you've made it into the woods level.
Dressing up as librarians, living it up like nuns. Living it sleazy, and although it's not easy.
Ooh, a mushroom. More to go.
It's not easy being sleazy. You've got to stimulate and tease me. If you think it's easy, then show us your genie. And you can come and release.
So if you think it's easy, show me your genie.
The good is good. The peace is evil.
Yeah. Is there a question with that, Frank? Or?
I don't know, man.
This special day.
Few things in life do you come across and you're like, I think this is cursed. And
It's not easy being sleazy. It's not easy.
Hey, it's not easy being sleazy, all right?
it ain't. So as Frank finishes his up, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the plot here. So spoiler alert for Candice Debebe.
How dare you?
I know the Candice cult might come for me for that, but here's the plot. So you start off wanting to go to your girl Brandy's spray tan caravan. You get there, and Crystal, who is a witch / pop star, is taking the caravan with the help of sexy ghosts. You are defeated by her and vow to get revenge and save Brandy and her caravan. Just her caravan. Brandy's safe. You travel to a port town and meet Natalia, who has a cape and helps you acquire power. She tells you to go to Mermaid Island. You do, and spend a magical night with a merman, potentially committing a crime. You then go to the mainland, where you visit a town and then a forest where Megas is. She helps you try mushrooms and get more powers. Then you go to town and find that Shandy, who is another Brandy sister who does hair, is being abducted by Crystal. So then you meet tech guru Bogdan. You probably sleep with him and then get more powers after you do sort of like a tech level. You confront Crystal on top of a mountain and you rescue Shandy, but then Crystal's manager, Zabatol, or something like that, phase shifts through the ground. And then you go on to meet the King of Bling, who lives in a castle. You read with him because he doesn't want to read alone, and they might not be talking about reading. You've got to get some people together to do a disc battle at his theater, and you're looking for the third Brandy sister. Her name is Vodka Brandy. And there's an ice cave. You go there, you find vodka, you get transported to a magical realm by some floating queen head lady. Meanwhile, you're finding out that Crystal's doing all this to get popular again. She was a pop artist, but her last album bombed, and her manager is convincing her to get fake tans and hair, basically to look like Candice and get her popularity back. You get into her show. There's a very long quest of just talking to different people in the room until you fight. When you defeat her, Zabatol appears and explains that he only needed Crystal to help gather the beauty fans, because the joy that they have created over the years will now flow to him, giving him absolute power. So Zabatol is about to kill you both. Natalia sort of throws herself in the middle and catches herself on fire. Then you team up with Crystal and go into Zabatol's realm. There's an underwater level for a bit, a big trippy puzzle. Then you fight Zabatol in different forms, and you actually play as Giant Crystal for a bit. But then Zabatol becomes Crystal Zabatol. That is like Zabatol, but he's made out of crystal. Not confusing at all. Then Natalia comes back and brings Candice back from the dead. Candice had died at some point. Then you put Zabatol in magic jail, and it ends with kind of that trope in movies. They do it on like in The Sandlot or Stand By Me, where what happened to these characters. Goes character by character to say what they're doing now, basically. And that's the end.
I think Frank can't stop playing the game now.
Oh
yeah, I am kind of obsessed now.
Let's get into the wrap up of this game. So guys, just give me an initial impression. Candice Debebe, is it everything that you expected?
The next one has it's a portal box, and the things teleport.
Oh yeah, the puzzle, yeah.
This is insane.
I will say the puzzle. Okay, pay attention, Frank. Are you loving the game? Are you getting into it?
Okay, all right. I'll say I gotta minimize it so I don't hear the fucking music. God damn it. I am so torn on this game. Oh, it has cards.
Don't have to give it
it's
a
got
score
Steam
yet.
cards.
Oh yeah, that's Steam cards. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, I have the one where she's next to the merman or mermaid, but that's okay. I'm not gonna question
Samantha. Yeah.
It's a male mermaid.
Yeah.
A male mermaid.
Get it right.
Yeah, it's not a merman.
You're right.
Mermaid. It's also a man. You're not a merman.
Yeah. So
they made that very clear.
Well, tell me what's good about it.
The music is good.
The music is good. Okay.
And that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's horrific.
Okay.
It's
an
classic,
assault on the senses.
I mean, all I can think about is how this is very much like Tomato Way, and how it's so ugly, but it's so endearing too. And so this one's mostly endearing for the music. I don't think the story is that great. I mean, once again, I haven't finished 100%, and you had said there's some twists and turns in it based off of your synopsis you gave, so I could see maybe, but the voice acting that it's mostly one guy, and then apparently at least one other person so far.
At least one other person.
Did you cover that?
I think.
Did you say whether there was? Is there a third person, or is it just?
It doesn't show
two?
credits in this game. I think there might have been one other. I think there was one other voice that really stood out, but it could have been just using some pitch altering or something.
Okay, all right. It's definitely unique. You know, if you were like, man, I want to play a unique game, this is a game that is unique.
That's true.
But you know,
Bob, what do you think, Bob? What stands out as good?
Good. Music.
Music. People love the music.
That's the only the visuals on this. I have a tumor in my head, and watching this, I can feel it growing.
Right. Yeah.
But the music helps it come back down. So
okay,
it's a saving grace. It's beautiful for what it is. But yeah, the visuals are so bad. The weird when they're talking, like different parts of their head grow. Their eyes are weird and soulless.
Yeah. Like a fever dream.
But the music. The beginning, I was gonna be annoying. But that first song in the forest got me.
Yeah.
Got me so good with the harmonizing and stuff.
Fighting the magical beasties. Yeah. All right. So we're going to get into the Metacritic score. It does not have a Metacritic score, but I stand by my decision to do this game. I know those snobby critics, they
don't know
they haven't
shit.
taken a good look at this game. Instead, we're going to look at the Steam score of what this game has. What do you think this game's at? Like percent recommended?
Overwhelmingly positive.
Overwhelmingly positive.
70-30.
70. Okay, that's not what overwhelmingly positive is. That's the number you give it though, for Frank. 70%.
70% good, 30% bad.
And Bob?
Ooh, you know what? Because I feel like this is like a cult game. So it's not gonna get a lot of hate. I'm gonna say people are crazy enough to say 85%.
85%. All right. I'll throw 30 points Bob's way. So I'm just making up points tonight. And because this game it's a 91% positive on Steam with a very positive score. And we're going to go through and read some of these reviews. If you guys want to put on a strong Candice Debebe voice, feel free to read it in that voice. All right. Frank, whenever you want to get started.
He's still puzzling it up.
Oh my God, Frank, close the game.
It's so good. I can't. I did like the puzzles. This is from Gum Ass.
Sure.
And they say, this is my Joker 2019. I have never felt this scene by a game before. Recommended.
I hadn't noticed until now. They said, this is my Joker, and they put in parentheses 2019 just to make sure we know it's the film Joker from 2019.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be embarrassing to get confused with some other...
Bob, what you got?
All right, I'm not going to do the voice because I know I'm going to do bad. So I have DJ
Dostevsky, sure.
He says, just put wraps on Candice Debebe's incredibly trick lifestyle. Took about 10 hours total. It's amateur hour every step of the way, but crafted nonetheless with buckets of TLC. This is what happens when someone has a steadfast vision coupled with unflappable self-confidence. You look at and think, this looks so bad. Why do they even try? And the answer comes back, because I have the inspiration and the acumen to make it happen. Candice is raw folk art firing on all cylinders. This game feels aggressively earnest and has genuine heart. It's not for everyone, but man, it's a hidden gem. This $4.99 glorious train wreck is 100% landing on my 2017 Game of the Year list. Simply incredible. Bonus props for the 24 song. There's 24 of them. Soundtrack that is currently rocking on my iPhone.
Yeah,
24 songs.
I love the way that they said that it's folk art firing on all cylinders. It does feel that way.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. One here from Steve Scribbles. An absolute horror show, as well as an assault on the ears. Dialogue is unbearable to listen to. Story is nonsensical. Visuals are all over the place. Music is diabolical. I have no idea what's going on with this game, but it definitely doesn't belong on Steam. However, it's functional in this day and age on Steam. A game that actually works without breaking itself is a good start. Not recommended. That's my only not recommended score. Frank, another one here for you. Stop playing the puzzles.
Oh man, I wasn't doing that. DDR Jake. Well, see, that's the he couldn't play with his feet. Guy, I don't think this game is compatible with the DDR pads. I feel like he might have a little bias.
Well, he's the one who did the YouTube videos of it as well.
Okay, yeah. So once again, he's got an axe to grind. I get it. Someone had a vision. And in spite of clear deficiencies in ability, they made it come together. It is an admirable feat and shows in playing. The music is banging too. Recommended.
And Bob, one more there from you.
Baron Red Wings. Honestly, this game is terrible, cringy, and dumb, just like The Room. It's oddly charming and addictive. It's a train wreck, but a train wreck you can't look away from. Honestly, I would recommend trying this just for silly sakes. Recommended.
And one more here from Snurk. Snurk says, somehow manages to be genuinely entertaining in one of the few games I've ever 100%ed. Things to note, everything is in character. Store page, community discussions, post by the dev, every line of dialogue, piece of music. I don't understand why you would do this to yourself, and it makes everything so much better to be bewildered by a dev who can obviously pull off something decent, and this game shows it, especially with some of the puzzles, but instead puts out Candice Debebe. Main draw is the music. It has no reason to end up being decent 75% of the time. Both games end up having at least 1 or 2 tracks on them that are genuinely really good, and I hate that I know the lyrics by now. Dialogue is terrible in an objective sense, but more of a guilty pleasure if you end up embracing it. The game just holds everything together in a sort of good enough kind of way to at least not feel like a chore between the more entertaining sections. All in all, absolute shit. I love it. Recommended. Just like my accent throughout the review, it just slowly faded away.
This is from Lemon Frosting. God's game, innit, loves? Best tricks, physiological horror, XXX. Think of having some kids with the Candice. Male mermaids and I'm male man. Digital sex will be stuck in my head probably forever.
Digital Sex is another song we didn't get to listen to, but it's catchy.
I can understand the psychological horror tag. This game is the best and worst thing I've ever had the orgasmic misfortune of playing. I would never have played this game due to the anguish and brain rot experienced, but a game of this sheer mystical weirchness is simply only meant to be played once. The music overlapping with the dialogue was terrible, chat, and sensory overload inducing, but playing the game with company makes the experience so good.
So those are the reviews. Let's get into our own reviews. This game, it's going to need us. So our score system works a little different here. Anyone can rate a game on a 0 to 10 scale, lose little appreciation for games that are so bad they're enjoyable. So as normally you've got your masterpieces like, Tomato Way, obviously. That's up near the 10s. And then you've got your terrible games like... I don't know, maybe an album like that Crystal put out, for example, her last album. That's closer to 0. It's in Garbage Valley. But then as things continue to get worse, they get into the negatives. They're getting so bad that they're enjoyable again. So what do you think this game deserves? Is it a good game, or is it a game so bad that you're enjoying it again? I don't know. Frank, what are you thinking?
I'm so torn.
Yeah.
I'm so torn.
Because
I'm thinking of the music right now.
Don't you rate that music differently?
I'm thinking about that music.
Music is part of the game. Music's part of the game.
It's integrated. You know what I mean? And it
it's
overlaps with what's going on. You're hearing about her paying for sex with a mermaid before you get to the mermaid sex part.
Yes.
And maybe if we saw a mermaid handy, could actually extra points. You know what I mean?
Right, but we can't. We
can't see the mermaid handy. I don't think we see any handies. It's just implied off screen, which I get because then I get. You got to play to a bigger audience, especially with a song like that. You can't let that get bogged down by you want
as many people as possible to hear this. Yeah.
Yeah, but that I want to go back for the puzzles, so I'm gonna go -5.
-5, strong score. Bob, what do you think? Candice Debebe.
All right, so I didn't play, just watching it. Definitely negatives. I was gonna go. I'm gonna go -3 just for the music.
Okay. Yeah.
If it wasn't for the music, it'd be probably 0. But the music gave me some.
There's some enjoyment in there. Yeah. So we, for myself, we read a comment that compared this to folk art, and that feels right to me. Sometimes I've been on a road trip and I remember going to Blue Ridge Cultural Arts Center, something like that. It's a bunch of like local artists, and it's folk art, and it's certainly not popular, and I don't necessarily like it, but it's someone given 100% of their unadulterated style, and it's weird most of the time, and I don't want to look at it, and that's this game. Someone's giving 100%, maybe less, maybe 97% or so, but they're putting it all into this project that they've conceived. They don't care how it doesn't meet the standard idea of success and what it ought to look like. It doesn't necessarily make it good either, but I have to marvel at their commitment to this thing. And also it does run, it works. We didn't experience any crashes, doesn't have any game breaking things in it. It knows what it is. It confidently presents itself, doesn't try and be cool or meet current standards. It just is celebrating in this weird lore that they've created. So I have to respect that. I am going to go negative with it, and I think I'll go go as high as like -6, I think. This is an interesting game.
I want to bump mine up to -4.
Okay.
I'm going to a -6. I wanted to say -6, and I was going to go in the middle row, but
I changed some people's minds.
I'm back in the game right now, and I'm listening to the music, and it's too good. I gotta go -6.
24 tracks.
And you break it down. The one guy made all the songs, all the voices.
Yeah.
He probably did everything himself. It's like
this is a passion project.
Very much passion project.
I'm gonna give I'll give Frank 30 more points for his commitment to the voices. There, it still puts Bob in the lead a little bit there. And you know what, Bob? I'll let it be your choice. I had picked something out as a reward for this, and I'll put it up on stream here. What this game makes me feel like I have is a brain slug. So here's a little 3D model on Twitch of a brain slug, I think from Futurama. See what that looks like. Ooh. If you want that, you can have that. Or while we were playing, I did a little search for realizing that this probably is a thing for 3D model. Here's a very ugly looking merman. Either one, you let me know which one you want. You want that really ugly merman, or you want the brain slug?
Now, can you make his abs look like nasty gills?
Ooh, little gills? Yeah, I can take a little Dremel tool and cut into his abs, yeah.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of work. I'll do the brain slug.
Brain slug it is, yeah. The amount of work appropriate for this game, possibly.
The easier one out of the two.
All right, well, there it is. Candice Debebe's incredibly trick lifestyle. Don't say tricky. It's incredibly trick lifestyle. Wowee. We did it, gang. Aren't you glad there was a big hiatus to come back to this game?
All clips in this podcast were used in compliance with the U.S. Copyright Fair Use Exemption for criticism and commentary. Garbage Game Night makes no claims to ownership over any games played and has no affiliation with any developer or publishing company. For additional references on cited articles and quotes, check our episode-related blog at garbagegamenight.com.